For example, you might have a keyless front door.
Yeah.
How easy is it to get in?
What happens if you lose
Can
power?
someone just come in and press a code and... How's the microphone?
Huh?
Just remember, don't touch it.
Okay. All right, here we go. Hello and welcome back to the #1 home building podcast in Australia. This week we are talking everything smart home. We've even brought on a special guest this week to help us out. We've brought one of our experts over from Experience One, Sam. Thank you very much for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. As usual, do we want to kick it off introducing ourselves? Chris, you want to hit us off, mate?
Chris Baptista, Director of Homes by CMA, one of the best and largest builders in Queensland.
Love it. And I am Jaden Peters, the Marketing Manager for CMA. So did you want to introduce yourself, Sam? Let them know a little bit about what you do, your company and everything else in between.
Yeah, don't tell us too much though.
Keep it good.
Yeah.
Keep it good. So I'm Sam Denham. I am a smart home system designer for Experience One. We specialize in the integration of technology. So instead of just individual technologies like smart lights and locks and whatnot, we specialize in bringing all of these systems together and making them very, very simple to use.
Awesome. And for someone who has no idea exactly what a smart home or even a smart product is, can you just let people know exactly kind of what they are?
Well, I guess a smart home is a collection of smart products that are ultimately designed to provide the utmost convenience to the end user. So instead of your, say for example, a traditional doorbell at a front door that you only can hear from inside, we might upgrade that to something like a smart intercom that the user is able to answer from anywhere in the world. So it offers so much kind of flexibility in that sense. Yeah.
I definitely think it's getting a lot more popular, and I feel like it's definitely probably going to be the future of where homes are going, right? Like,
without a doubt, but even like now, people are asking for it now. And I think it comes down to the fact that everything that we do in our business life or even our personal life, it revolves around technology.
It's connected everywhere.
You can't do you can't function at your job without a smartphone or a laptop. So the principle of that being at home, it's a no-brainer.
So when was Experience One started then? Was it a while ago? Or?
Oh man, I think from memory it was at least
1974.
Yeah, it's 15 plus years ago. So we started actually work in conjunction with I believe it was Clive Anthony's or something like that, and we actually were contracting out TV wall mount installations and whatnot. And over time, just being exposed to people looking at audio visual and just the progression of technology, all of a sudden there was universal remotes, there were other smart appliances, and there was a need for someone to fill in the gaps.
Because when you think about it, like your business would have completely changed in 15 years.
Oh, dude.
Because imagine the smart automation 15 years ago.
Even 5 years.
Even 5 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like the evolution of smart technology is so rapid. It's ridiculous. And it's ever evolving even from now. It's just getting better.
Now, I have a question. And I've asked that question before to Sam. I don't know anything about it. I'm building my house. Where do I start and where do the prices start approximately for a basic system?
Okay. Well, typically with the clients, that we deal with, they usually visit some form of display center, and the display center would be kitted out with all of the smart solutions that are available. You would simply walk throughout that space, you'd see what's available. From there, you would come up with a design, which we'd work through with, and ultimately come up with an ultimate solution that you go ahead with. In terms of cost, it's extremely variable. So, with the big players like Google, Amazon and whatnot coming into the smart home field, it's dramatically brought down the entry cost of smart solutions. So really solutions could start fully installed, of course, somewhere around the $5,000 to $10,000 mark. But we've been involved in audio-visual systems commercially as well as residentially that have been in excess of $100,000. So it's really how long is a piece of string. It's really down to the needs of the person we're speaking to.
Because I guess why I'm asking this is, and I didn't know that, but you just assume that it's expensive. That's what is assumed.
That's it. Yeah.
And until you really have a look at it, then most people are more than happy to spend 10, 15,000 on ducted air.
That's it.
But they're not even going to look at smart automation.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking that's just because they just assume that it's too far-fetched and it's just too expensive. Well, I think, from 5 to 10,000 start, like it's worth a look.
For sure.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely worth a look.
And the problem is there's a lot of misconceptions in the marketplace as well. There are so many different companies in play that are doing various different things. And from a consumer's perspective, it's hard to know where to go. And if you're not getting the correct information, you might make the wrong decision. And really, the easiest time to put these systems in place is during construction. So you miss that window. It's not like you've missed out completely, but it's definitely a little harder. Yeah.
So what's like the key differences between like a smart home company like Experience One offering the products they do compared to, someone who just walks into JB Hi-Fi and buys like the smart home products in there? What's like the key differences?
They're two different offerings.
Yeah.
So the products at JB Hi-Fi and whatnot that you can pick up off the shelf, they definitely have their place. If you're looking to achieve, say, 1 to 2 smart goals, that might be controlling a few lights or getting a smart camera that you can see on your phone.
Yeah.
The products that you pick up off the shelf are fantastic for that. They're affordable, easy to set up, and you're not disappointed by them.
Yeah.
Where you kind of step into the integration of technology, and the reason you would do that is when you're trying to do various different things simultaneously. So as soon as you're trying to integrate, say, 2 to 3 plus solutions, that's when you want to look into an integrated solution dealing with a professional, because it's a headache. Like the systems in the background, they can be complicated.
I must admit, and I've done that mistake before, where you think you're going to save money, so you're going to get your cameras and you get your security system, and you're trying to install everything yourself, and nothing is going to connect to each other.
Yeah.
You try to connect it to your phone, but really, it's never really going to work that well.
6 different apps to control everything.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm at the point where I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
So the next house I'm building and the next display homes we're building, Sam Experience was are going to do all the automation, because I just feel if you're going to spend that money and you're going to do it yourself, but it's never going to do it well, and it's just a waste of money. That's really how I see it. And I had that in my last house, and I got broken into, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what was the point?
What was the point?
Yeah.
I'm never going to make this a mistake again.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
before I forget though, I really wanted to say one thing, and I don't know the address of the showroom that you guys have in Albion.
Albion? Yeah.
But for those people that are in Brisbane, it's worth a look.
Oh.
Have you been? No, you haven't been.
I haven't been,
no,
but
you should have a
you
look.
showed me the videos, and it's insane.
It's fantastic.
And that's, I would say, you might listen to this and you might look and everything, but until you see it, that's when you really get a really good understanding of it.
So let's touch on that. What are the possibilities? Like, give some people some example of the products they can have that are like smart homes.
And that's what's good if you actually go there too.
Yeah,
because
you can see it
that's
all,
so good. Like, again, someone can explain, but if you see it,
because we know
it's so cool.
We've got like the cinemas, the security, like all sorts of different things. Like, what sort of...
That's the thing. I mean, just touching on the showroom point, I mean, it's a great place to come in. We always recommend people who maybe not even interested in getting anything from us. It's an awesome place to just go and visit for research, like seeing what's available and understanding it. And for us, it's just, getting the word out there that these systems are available, so you don't need to make the mistakes yourself.
Yeah.
But in terms of kind of what's available with what we offer, I typically try to focus on not providing products, but solutions.
Yeah.
So, for example, I have a client in Newport, and they've got various different things connected. They've got their front door connected, they've got an intercom, they've got lights, they've got security, they've got all the bells and whistles. And the end result is fantastic. They can literally drive up the street, pull into their driveway, they press one button on their remote, it will open up the roller door for them. It will turn the lights on for them. It will disarm the security system. It will turn the aircon on to make sure the house is cooled down for your arrival.
Blinds go up or down.
Blinds go up.
Yeah.
Things
so cool.
happen just because of
Yeah,
your
conditioning
presence.
turns on.
It's an amazing thing. And those things really aren't achievable with your DIY pick up the shelf products. And that, again, brings me back to the point of dealing with a professional for an integrated solution, because the end result is sophisticated. It's beautiful.
And that's the thing too, again, as an individual, you think, you look at those products, it looks easy, you think you can do it. The truth is,
Yeah.
you got no chance.
I
The
think
truth is, you got no chance.
I think the problem is that we shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit.
for
So
sure.
the showroom is so seamless and it looks so simple. But I think people, their perception is that, this must be easy. Look at how easy everything's coming together.
Yeah.
In reality, there's a lot of different third-party products involved, a lot of cabling and stuff. So, knowing what things work, with each other and work well, that's the golden rule. That's how you bring a system like the systems we put together.
Love that.
Yeah.
So what are some of the misconceptions you would say people have generally about smart homes? We've got the ones where the cliches of like, they're easy to hack or security or whatever it is, but yeah.
There is.
I guess it's true. For example, you might have a keyless front door.
Yeah.
How easy is it to get in?
What happens if you lose
Can
power?
someone just come in and press a code and...
Definitely not. I mean, that is a huge question that comes up all the time. And I think it comes down to, again, the common thought process of technology. Like if you don't understand it, you're scared of it. The reality of the matter is that it all comes down, first of all, to the user. If the user's using,
if you are retarded,
that's right. If you're careful with your
it's
passwords,
smart, but it won't make you smarter.
That's right. It's not going to improve your mental state at all.
I love how he was trying to put it so lightly and you just like cut straight to the chase.
Hey, let me simplify this for you. Yeah. But
Because it's called smart automation, but really won't make you smarter.
That's it.
yeah, that's right. I mean, if you have very basic passwords like password 123, of course you're probably going to get hacked.
Yeah.
But if you're, you follow the correct principles, and obviously we help you do that. That's the first point. We're keeping you safe with your data. But these companies spend millions and millions of dollars every year in research and development to make sure their products are safe and secure, not only from a hacking point of view, but also a health point of view. Again, there's heaps of misconceptions out there around, 5G and RF technologies being dangerous and whatnot. The truth is that these technologies are not harmful to you in any way. I think, again, going back to my point about, people are fearing what they don't understand.
That's exactly right,
It leaves it open to people to spread rumors. They kind of set in stone. You speak with people and all of a sudden they're like, is Google listening to me? Is this happening? Is this happening? There's, a lot of things that go into play to avoid
what's so
that.
funny? And we say that, but I don't know if it's a coincidence, but you search for something on your phone. Oh, no. You go to a store. That's not what I wanted to say. You go to a
I was
store
wondering where you're going with that.
and you talk about something and it comes up on your phone as an ad.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah.
It's a little weird, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's related, but anyway. I don't think it is. It probably is just a coincidence, but...
There's also the other point. Going completely off topic of smart homes. There's a lot of, settings that you need to tick and untick when you sign up to things like Facebook, a Google account, because if you don't fully read the fine print, some of them are, we
Sneaky.
monitor your search history to provide enhanced advertisement information.
Yeah.
So again, it usually comes down to the user knowing that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a good question too. So for example, and that's in terms of privacy, I have a system, I have the control for, it's all linked. Can they somehow access my information, see my cameras?
Question. So the cool thing with Control 4 is it acts like a bit of a middleman. So for example, if I was to go out and buy a Google Home from JB Hi-Fi and I go and get a TV and I connect that to my Google Home as well, the reason this $49 device is so cheap, even though millions of dollars of research goes into that, is because they grab information from connected devices that you connect directly to Google Home. So how you're watching your TV, when you're watching it, what you're watching, and they grab that data and they typically sell it or use it for advertising information. The coolest thing about Control 4 is that it's not like that. So you can utilize Google Home and it's artificial intelligence, which is amazing, but you're connecting all your products to Control 4. So it's actually behind the shield of Control 4, which means that, if you do connect your TV or your cameras or whatever, Google can't actually access any of that information because it is behind Control 4.
I like that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned obviously like Google, you've got Amazon with Alexa and all those coming in. Is there like a preferred, I'm not too sure what you call them, but a preferred operating system or whatever it is that you guys like to work with, Amazon, Siri, whatever it is.
Yeah. So in terms of like system integration, really there's only 3 main competitors and 99% of the population won't know what they're called. So we use a product called Control 4. We also use Savant, we use Crestron. These systems are again, using my analogy before with the middleman, connecting various different technologies together and providing you the one app that does everything for you. We try to avoid using, say, Google, Amazon, or Apple as the controller, just because there's a lot of politics around smart products. They do claim to be very open and interconnecting, when in reality, they do try to conform you into a certain ecosystem. Some products work 100%. On Apple, others don't work on Amazon. So by using platforms like Savant, Crestron, and Control 4, they're at their core designed to be brand agnostic. They want to work with as many different products as possible and cause less stress. So Control 4
that was like a great answer. I was like sitting back and I was like,
not bad.
That's good. Wow.
I guess what will make Control 4 better than the other ones? Is there like a reason experienced one chose Control 4 or?
Well, as I said, we offer all 3. But it's just that it's about understanding how to use those systems. So Crestron is very much a very powerful system and it's used in commercial applications. Control 4 is at its core a residential product. It works well for 95% of residential applications. Savant is kind of like your halfway point between Crestron and Control 4. It offers the same kind of capacity as Control 4 as in terms of offering a residential solution as well as a commercial solution. But you would maybe argue that some of the Savant products are very well designed. So they're very Apple-esque. So they're very laid out, nice, a lot of steel products, a lot of glass. So if you're looking for a premium finish, Savant is typically where we would go to.
Awesome.
Now, I have a question that I've been wanting to know, and I don't know if you're going to have the answer, and there's no right or wrong answer in this one. It's 2021. Where do you think smart automation will go in, say, 10 years?
Oh, man. I hope that more devices are able to communicate, but most of all, it's not just having a smart product. So, I go to trade shows a lot. I speak with suppliers a lot, and the common thing is they're very interested in hitting tag words. So you might go and speak with a roller door company, and they go, "My roller door has a smart app," or you might go to a solar company, and the solar company's like, "I have a smart app." It's no longer smart, as you said before, to have 10 apps on your phone to do 10 different things. Moving forward, I hope to see more devices connect and I hope to see them work cohesively. I think at the end of the day, you're always going to need to work with a professional who understands the industry. You don't go and do your electrical yourself. You don't go and do your plumbing yourself. And the reason is that they do that day in, day out. They know the certifications, they know the standards, they know what works, what doesn't work. It's the same with smart products at scale. As I said before, if you are going to, be interested in getting an individual product to serve a goal, perfect. That's perfect for you.
And that's what I feel like. I don't know. I try to always see ahead of time to try to see where CMA is going to be, what are going to be the trends. And I think smart home in 10 years is pretty much going to be absolutely everywhere.
For sure.
If you don't have a smart home in 10 years, you're going to be lacking because it's just going to be standard. And you start to see that a little bit, although it's still a little bit slow. And I do think people still think it's too expensive, it's too complicated. When really, when you have a look at it, it's pretty easy. It's actually pretty easy.
Look,
and it makes your life easier, which is the whole point of a smart system.
The same was said about air conditioning. Go back 15, 20 years, air conditioning was a niche product that no one could afford to have and no one saw benefit of. Imagine building a house without air conditioning now, particularly in Queensland. You would never, ever do that. And, as I said before, with everything that you do day to day is revolving around technology. We're basically cyborgs. We can't function without some form of connected technology. In 10 years, if you don't have it in your home, you're lacking, like you said.
So do you think, let's flip that a little bit what you said, right? So do you think, yes, it makes your life easier, but also lazier? Because
I guess.
if you're just, is it eventually going to get to a point where like you can set it so when you wake up in the morning, it's got your coffee there ready for you. You don't have to do shit in the morning.
Okay, but I'll tell you also my point of view on that before you answer. And that's coming from a busy person. It's all about use of time.
It's true.
And if I can automate a few things that I don't need to be involved in my life because those things don't really, let's face it, don't make you money or don't improve your life.
Yeah.
I'm all for it, but it probably will make you lazy to a certain extent, I guess.
I always think to myself,
In 10 years, there's like machines that feed people. You connect your machine.
I'll buy one of them, I'll tell you. 100%. Look, like, I always like to think of it as like how much a year is it to have a butler? You know, might be 70,000 a year or might be 80,000 a year or something. Or you could spend, like you said, a reasonable amount, maybe $5,000, $10,000, and you've got a butler for the life of the home.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah,
They turn on the lights for you, they bring the blinds up, they care for every need that you might have. It's set and forget, it's peace of mind, it's connectivity no matter where you are in the world. Like I said, you know, you visit the showroom, you kind of are you immediately understand the concept.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what's hard. And again, I had, and that's how I came in touch with Experience One and Sam. I had clients that are spending six figures in your system. And I was like, how can you spend that much? What is included? You know, like what is in that?
You got him curious, and now you have to find out.
I'm getting curious, so I'm
And
like,
his mind
okay,
was blown.
let's have a look so that I understand because you know, I'm always when I build something, I want to understand what's going into.
Be in front of it, yeah.
So that we don't mess it up, and that's what I was saying to that client. I want to understand the system so that we know what to do. And when I went to the showroom, I was completely blown away by everything from the TVs going up to the blinds, to the lights, to this, to that, to the home theater. I mean, the home theater is a complete like. If you think the movies it's got good sound system, go to their home theater. It's complete. It will blow you up. I had my dad sitting next to me, and I had the owner on the right.
Yeah.
And we're all like in the home theater, like just looking at each other, like, is this for real? Like, you know, like this is just next level.
Yeah.
And there's no windows in there as well, so you lose hours in there.
It
very,
was
very easily.
mind blowing the sound you had in there. I had never seen anything like it. You know, I thought I had a good system in my last house that I installed myself. But yeah, no, it was a whole different ballgame.
It's an emotional thing, definitely.
So it's a digital power product. So what happens then if, like, let's say, you know, the power does go out or something like that? What happens in that regards?
Look, the systems are very autonomous. So, you know, in the event of a power outage, you know, once the power is back on, everything just wakes itself back up and it renegotiates with everything and starts working again.
Yeah.
You can get battery backup systems for certain things. Like all of our alarms and security applications, they're always battery backup. You don't want, you know, your power to go out and in those few hours you're susceptible to a break-in. You don't have that. We have battery backup for those types of solutions.
You know, this is another thing that I wanted to say, and I think people in Australia are a little bit complacent in terms of security.
Oh, yeah.
I come from Europe, and it's a whole different ballgame of security out there. And I feel that, I know it sounds really bad, but it will get, obviously, it will increase the crimes and everything, and you see that all over the place, which is why I'm big onto security, particularly in the display homes at my house. But I feel like how cool is it when you can have your security system and your camera and you can control it from your phone?
Yeah, that's it.
When someone gets in your house and you know there, you get a notification. You can see the cameras, whether you have a dog at the back, you can see all those things.
And I don't even know if it's just a placebo, but just like the peace of mind knowing that you can check that at any time.
Absolutely.
To me,
yeah.
like you were saying with the air conditioning, yes, you don't have to do the full automation, but some things to me are a little bit like a must. I think they need to happen. And against to those people, it's a bit like insurance. You don't think you need insurance until you have an accident.
Absolutely.
But when you get broken into your house and they steal things and they damage things, you realize that you will never go again without the cameras and without the security system.
100%.
And I think that's one key thing to tell sort of people. And that's why I really want them, if they are in Queensland, close to Brisbane, go and check out the showroom, because
100%.
you might listen to this, but until you see it, it's so impressive. It's so impressive. And I can't wait to see the house we're going to be building with that. I mean, the houses, because there's multiple. From that one, obviously, some multiple houses. But I just find it really, really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Very cool. So I'm just trying to think of some other things that I want to know, people might want to know. Can you think of anything else?
No, I think we pretty much ran through it. I mean, to me, how I say it, and that's what I had. I think you really think the system is very expensive, and it can get expensive, but it doesn't have
That's
to be.
the thing, right?
I think this is the biggest thing.
It's how long is a piece of string, and really the only reason it's going up in cost is because the requirement is there, right? And as you were kind of saying before, there is definitely solutions that we offer that are very practical. Intercoms, being able to communicate with someone who comes to your home, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Locks, being able to unlock your front door, allow entrance.
And again, in terms of safety, like how cool is it? You have an intercom, someone rings, you can see it on your phone.
That's it.
Absolutely.
You might have your kids at home, you might have your wife at home. You are not necessarily there.
Yep.
But I just think it just gives you peace of mind, and I think the small premium that you have to pay for that, which I think you have a good system, let's say $10,000.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah.
It's the same price as Duck Today, like say,
really.
So
And you also think about the fact the amount of money that people spend on cars and whatnot.
oh, completely
And
agree.
again, the same principle there. You would never buy a new car without power windows or leather interior.
And same
or
thing as
whatever,
insurance. You're
know?
going to spend $2,000 a year on insurance for your house, $1,000 a year for insurance on your car, but you don't
That's it.
spend insurance really. You insure your house, but you don't have the things that you should have to prevent from that.
That's right. Yeah.
And I feel, I mean, my view, and that's coming, I mean, you deal with that every day, but for my clients, I think because I'm a client too now, I just feel that it's really an impression that it's too expensive. And I think that's what I really want to carry across. Guys, it's cheaper than you think.
Yeah.
And it's better than you think.
Agreed.
Because again, like you said, some people think, I go to JB Hi-Fi, get the cameras, get a system, I'm all set, $4,000. Nothing's going to connect. You will never really make it work the way it should. And
No, that's right. And, you've got your own profession. You might be a tradesman, you might be a lawyer, you might be whoever. You don't have time to be at home and do it yourself.
Yes, it's exactly like people, I think they can build a house.
Yeah, it's just leave it to the people that know what they're
it's
doing.
not as easy as that.
You
It's
know?
not as easy as that, yeah.
So-
No, but I guess I do have a question.
Oh, well, you go first.
I'll go first. Okay. And that's, again, from a builder's point of view, I just love big houses and extremes and everything. What is the sickest system you have installed, and how much was it?
Oh, look. So I've got a project that's happening in Pottsville. And
Where's that?
Pottsville, New South Wales.
Pottsville, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Never
also
been to
work in
Pottsville?
yourself? No, Pottsville. What is this? Really?
Really? Fair enough.
Do they sell pots?
Oh, well.
It's a village.
Something
just
like pot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Is it
Not the pot you're thinking of. Yeah.
No. But no, we do like New South Wales.
And we're building that
and
house for a drug dealer, and he's have this massive system.
How else can they afford it? Yeah. But they're very, very, I guess, environmentally friendly, very conscious of the environment. So every aspect of the house has been thought through about energy efficiency. So it's like the building material, they're using this like refined chipboard product that like goes in with glue. It's as hard as concrete, but it's actually made out of wood in this glue product. And anyway, they've gone to extra levels to do that. And the system that we put in place, every facet, anything to do with energy has been looked into. So the lighting, the whole house's lights have been managed. Can go into like an energy efficient mode. So every light kind of comes down to a really low level, so it's not consuming too much power. We're dealing with the ventilation system as well. So again, we're trying to be as energy efficient as possible. It's cool because they've taken so many solutions that in my mind I thought were kind of beyond practical and started going into kind of like a bit of a novelty. And they've put really I guess, practical applications behind them because everything is really focused on being energy efficient. And I think that's the coolest thing about technology. You speak with one person and they're like, I want the biggest sound system possible. I want to entertain. I want to be the biggest dude in the whole street. Other people are like, I want energy efficiency. Other people
That's
are like,
what I was
just want peace of
expecting. I
mind.
was expecting some kind of like a massive mansion, and they want to control everything. And
Oh, trust me, we've done them too.
What is do they actually use much power, like the smart home systems and that, in like a normal setup, or?
I think if you were to like put another system in its place, so like for example, you might get a speaker system or something. You might pick that up from an AV store and you plug that in. Yes, it achieves that goal. But if we were to put a smart audio-visual system in, it would use the same amount of power. There's no like additional power required to run these systems over and above what you would expect.
Yeah, because it makes sense. It's just really in terms of controlling more so that system.
That's right.
Yeah.
That
system
particular
itself is
product,
still there.
that particular product has more functionality.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
generate more power.
Yeah.
It's just a different product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did you ask both questions? There was 2 questions.
I forgot. What did you? Oh yeah, you asked the most epic thing.
And I'd love to. You guys should do more videos because I'd love to see it.
Yeah,
I'd love to actually go through a house
It was
like on a
very cool
video
to
and
see.
see what sort of integration do you have.
It's a
like-
shame. For me, I almost get desensitized because I see it so much. We go into a lot of large houses, like so many different places, commercial buildings, large houses, small houses, and they're kitted with various different things.
Yeah.
After a while, it's almost like you get desensitized because you see it so much.
We are definitely like
Yeah.
that as well.
you know,
I mean,
you do
yeah,
amazing
yeah,
stuff
it-
day in,
it's
day
true.
out, and you kind of take
But
it
yeah,
for
you're
granted.
like, oh yeah, the TV goes up automatically. Oh, who cares? It comes down from the ceiling. Oh yeah, it's just normal TV.
It's even like the information though. Hey, like the amount of times where we'll go and meet with someone or whatever, and like we forget that they don't know as much information as we do. And we
If-
sort of like,
if-
oh shit, that's right. They don't
I
see
does-
always say
does
I would
what-
love to be able to get like a memory card and pull it
Yeah.
out of your head and
Yeah,
just plug it into
for sure.
someone else, so they
Yeah.
just knew everything.
Sometimes I feel like I meet a client and I just go on a full like
Spiel.
like a technical spiel, and I'm like, then I realize they probably didn't like.
They probably
understand
don't.
it.
They just hit a brick wall and fell off. Yeah.
It's probably like math and all that the stuff in there. Yeah.
It's true. Awesome. Well, I think that was a really, really informative.
It was
episode.
great. Fantastic.
It was cool. Thank you so much for coming out and waiting
My
around.
pleasure. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I mean, from someone that didn't know, I didn't know literally anything about automation, to then having a client that is going to have a house fully automated.
Yeah.
And me knowing about the system, it's completely opened up my eyes.
Same,
And I would
yeah.
say go and have a look because pretty much once you see it, I do think you are sold on it. I think because the
absolutely.
things that it does and everything, it is just so cool that yes, you might not want to go for the $100,000 system because yes, unless you want to control everything, but a basic system, I think for the price is really good value in my opinion. Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
So for people who are interested in the smart home, whereabouts can they find you guys? Where are you located? What are you?
So our main showroom is at 4 Higgs Street, Albion.
Yeah.
That's the showroom we've been speaking about.
So it's
in this
next to
podcast.
the
Breakfast
Creek Hotel. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I'm there pretty much all the time. So if you waltz on in and ask for Sam, I can definitely help out.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching that episode, and we will see you next week with another one. Hey?
Sounds good.
That's it.
Might
Thanks,
have
guys.
another guest maybe.
Not as good
No,
as
thank
me,
you very
though.
much. No, you know what's good about you two is what I really like, and also I think why it's good to have you on camera there is I really feel that it's clear, you explain it
Very
easy,
well,
and
very well.
because at first when you hear about it, it sounds complicated, and I think you just make it sound really, really easy and really, really simple.
Agreed.
And I think that's what's important. I think we do the same with houses.
Yeah,
I think that's why.
I
like.
think there's always a good synergy there.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And I feel like, sometimes some people make it sound too complicated where it's actually simple. It just connects everything into your house and it's going to make your life easier. That's as easy as it is.
Absolutely.
And that's really it.
100%. Yeah,
yeah.
Bro, you're a great talker, a great salesman.
Oh,
so yeah,
yeah.
you definitely know your
Don't,
shit.
don't
that-
flatter me.
That was my other question, and we have to include this or not. I don't really mind. But how did you get started in this?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So
Back when I was 5 years old, I was playing with a remote.
I actually studied IT. And I did a lot of like help desk stuff and technical work and whatnot. So my background has always been IT and technical related stuff. Anyway, I kind of got sick of it. I was sick of how complicated everything was. No one really understood it very well. I felt my day was filled with just trying to communicate this thing that was so impossible to understand. And I actually want a complete career change. And I was looking to be an electrician, and I was, looking around and came across Experience One and went in there for an interview to be an installer, and it just happened that when I was there, they were like, oh, are you interested in doing programming? Because our IT guy is going on holiday for 6 weeks. I was like, okay, all right. So I actually started working with that company as a programmer, and it was just eventual that, I landed in the position of being a bit more talkative. I don't know. I guess I have a little bit of a knack on being able to kind of understand the very complex technical side, but then translate that in very basic language.
And I'll tell you what the best thing, and again, I think that's what CMA is good at. You don't sell the systems.
That's it.
You explain it, and you explain it so well and with
sells itself.
It sells itself.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely,
exactly right.
absolutely.
And I think that's where people go wrong. They try to sell a house. They try to sell a system. You don't need to. If your product is good, you don't need to sell anything.
That's right. That's right. As long as it's kind of shown correctly, we're obviously trying to tick boxes and achieve goals and solve problems. We're here to help, really. We're not here to sell you on absolutely everything. If there are solutions that you're not interested in, they're not discussed. They're gone.
That's
it. So,
exactly right.
and ultimately, if you do decide to do it yourself, I'm not going to fight you about it. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I'm here to help, and that's about it.
Now, I have more questions. And again, we may decide to include this or not, but this is my question. Experience 1. Why should I pick them?
Here we go. He's like queuing up. He's like, I got this, bro.
Let me do 10 push-ups and then...
Look, it's all about expertise.
And I will tell you the truth. Since I've come to see you, I haven't been anywhere else. And so that's why I'm also asking this question, because I was so mind blown and the explanations were so good. And again, I'd like to think that's what people that come and see CMA think about us. Yeah. But it was just so easy and so transparent and the pricing is so clear. That's what's good about it too. When you get a quote, everything is detailed. So if you don't want something, you can just cross that off. It's not like your system is $10,000. It includes this and this, but there's no detail. That's what I like. Everything is detailed. Everything is explained. You know exactly what you're getting. Yeah. And so anyway.
I think it lands on expertise. Really, it does. The biggest problem in our industry, there are many companies out there that do what we do. Whether or not they provide the best solution it's debatable. So just being able to trust in a company and trust in the people that you're working with, there's always a strong point of contact like myself who's always voicing concerns and bringing things forward and making sure things are running smoothly. But we have a large team of administration, project management.
So how many staff do you guys have again?
20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're, do everything in-house. We have installation technicians, we have programmers, we have admin, we have, estimators.
So that's the thing also that I did like. You did mention you have your own installers.
That's right. Yep. And we have our own support services. So the biggest thing is that,
it is a very good point. And
huge.
And I did think about this. If I get stuck, and that's why I like that too, because if you get stuck with a JB Hi-Fi system, you're probably going to get into
good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
This is also a big point of difference again between a professional system and a DIY product. DIY products are meant to tick one box and they have very limited support. If you have any issues with them, it's pretty much you deal with it, you do your own Google research and come to your own conclusion. There's not a helpful representative on the other end of the line saying, hey, you should do this. Have you tried this? You should do this. Maybe this item's faulty. Try this. With us, we have dedicated support services that you can pretty much call upon 24/7. You have an issue with your TV not coming on, but you can't watch the Tour de France at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Yes, we've received that call. Someone's there to answer and help out. That's huge. Again, going back to the idea of technology being foreign and it's a fear. Knowing that there's someone that you can get a hold of to help you out is important.
That is big for me because I know, I'm not the best. I'm really good at building houses, but I'm not the best at smart
stick
technologies.
to what you're good at.
That's exactly
right.
And I'm like,
you don't see me trying to build a house.
Yeah, I just know that if I don't have the support, because you might have the system, but if you don't know how to use it properly, I think that's what kills it.
And more importantly, like you guys are based in Brisbane as well, which is another bonus for people,
for sure.
we often build for. If it is one of those other products, sometimes you're like, take it out, then you got to ship it to Sydney, then we'll repair on it for 4 weeks, then you get it back. And it's a bit of a...
And you guys, I guess, would pretty much do, any work from the sunny coast to Gold Coast, and I'm guessing even New South Wales, Podville, was it?
Pottsville.
Pottsville.
You should visit. It's nice.
I'm going to go to Pottsville. This is it.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. So, I mean, our core business is obviously in Brisbane. We do Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, without a doubt. But a lot of our work will actually take us nationally as well.
Oh, really?
Just because technology, I mean,
cool.
obviously it's accessible not only to the user, it's actually accessible from a support perspective as well. You have any issues with your system, we can actually
Makes sense.
dial in
Yeah.
and resolve
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
true.
problems without a technician being on site. So having a client in Sydney or Melbourne is actually not even a problem for us.
That's very good. Good point.
That's pretty cool, actually, because it's true, even if you have to install the system or I guess support it, it's not that bad.
So
Yeah.
what's next for Experience One? Like, for example, for us, we're looking on trying to slowly grow and expand. Is that something you guys are looking into as well? Or like what are your
Definitely, 100%. I mean, we foresee ourselves having presence in different states. Obviously, we operate in them, but we don't have any, brick and mortar there.
Yeah.
But our goal is to work with our clients where they're needed. Work with suppliers like yourself and help you guys grow and grow ourselves at the same time, hopefully at the same rate. And just.
I mean, it's going to be hard
really.
to beat CMA,
Yeah.
but
You can get close.
You can try. But it's all about just providing, like you said, if you've got a good product, the battle is usually not that hard.
that's exactly right.
It's just
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. And that's the thing with us too, that we are trying not necessarily to grow the business itself, but try to improve that product and make it as good as we possibly can.
absolutely.
Best
Because
product,
that
best
will
service.
sell itself. Yeah, that's exactly
Everything.
right. And again, it's easier said than done. Nobody's perfect, but it's always room for improvement. So,
Oh, absolutely. And it comes with the territory. As you develop your product, you make it better, people know about it. It's eventual. You will grow naturally.
Yeah.
So we hope the same for ourselves. So yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Well, that's about all the questions I had left
I
over.
think that
So
pretty much covered it all. But yeah, let's get out of here. You can go
Yeah.
grab some dinner and go chillax.
thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
Yeah, it was very cool.
And we can't wait to see the systems, which stay tuned because we will show the systems once installed.
100%.
We got a house that just started and we got another one that's about to start. So hopefully we'll be showing some of the systems and what they do very soon.
Lots of videos, lots of informative content.
Yep.
Sick.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. On.
Thank you very much. Yeah.